Welcome back. At the moment we're still trying to find Crone and get our way to the military building. We're just leaving the subway at the moment.
What happened to him?
Well, I shot him in the face as his main concern. After that, his ragdoll seems to have glitched into the console he was working on. He's had a bad day all round, really.
Is this electricity just coming from the Earth now?
They don't even need pipes to carry the electricity around. The Earth itself is one dangerous weapon in this timeline.
Where are we going, by the way? As far as I know, no one has given us directions.
We're following the one linear path that we're allowed to go down and hoping it takes us to the right place. We had another little sniper's nest there and another massive turret. Use TimeShift to clear both of them out first, and then you can just pick off the rest of the grunts.
Did you just blast his backpack off?
Yes, yes I did. That is not taking cover. That's standing in as plain sight as possible. So as you can see, the shotgun is really deadly up close. I'm going to abuse it quite heavily for the rest of this video, to be honest, since it is just so effective.
Okay, that first guy was on the low windowsill, but that second guy clearly had cover to both his left and right.
Yeah, that guy didn't seem to have learnt anything from the previous videos, but the guy on the moving crates thing certainly seemed to want to keep the high ground, so maybe they're learning, maybe they're learning.
Crone's still going on a loop.
Yep, as long as we're in this city you're going to hear a lot of Crone. But they've decided that they didn't want to generate any more rain, so they've just left that. On one of my runs in this level, the guy on that crate there just shouted, "Hey, show me some ID," before immediately shooting at me. I mean, that is some quite tight security. It's not really good etiquette when asking someone to show ID to instantly start shooting them in the face.
So Crone basically just said that he's about to execute all prisoners of war, and since he said he did that in level 1, either that's the worst threat of all time, or we have actually gone back a bit.
Well, since the date's unknown, we may never find out. Or maybe he just hasn't updated his sound loop, and he's just left it going, and going, and going.
Stay quiet.
You said concealed threat, it was pretty obviously a sentry.
Yeah, it wasn't even that concealed, it was stomping around outside, being a lag with guns.
Took this guy a while to realise that we are, quote-unquote, the suit guy.
Especially considering it has a glowing mask thing, you'd think people would realise that sooner. And Emerson probably didn't make it because he didn't have a suit with regenerating health like I do.
And unlike you, he would have probably used it from the start if he had.
Well, the thing is, I didn't want to keep burning through all of my suit's energy and then have to sit in cover waiting for it to regenerate. I figured I could just run through and use it when it got a bit hairy. If you notice back there was a huge stack of concrete. You're meant to use time, slow, run to there, slow down, let it regenerate. That's quite a dirty trick. That can catch you out if you're not ready for it. Just the explosive barrels being shot just as you round the corner.
So you said that guy was the fastest they had. Machine guns do tend to be faster than most people, though.
It's true. Bullets, missiles and explosions all tend to be faster than human beings.
Are we leaving him behind? We're not going to help him in any way.
Well, we were meant to be getting reinforcements, but it seems we've just forgotten about that now. Although for once a sentry was actually just standing guard and shooting everyone who came near it. It was living up to its name for a change.
Just talk to Cook. We got you. Can't believe you're going solo, man. Not even Cook's that crazy.
Are we supposed to know who this cook is? Is he actually just the team's cook?
I don't think we've actually met him yet, we've just spoken to him on the headset a bit. The guy who was telling us to go and find the intel, that was Cook. Considering they talk about him like he's a badass, I haven't seen him do much to earn this reputation. You've got me covered standing back there behind bins, miles away from any enemy soldier. Thanks for that, guys. You're a big help. No, to be fair, I mock those guys, but the AI in this game does do some pretty useful things. They have been known to kill a couple of enemies for me. Not many, but a few's better than none.
Do those force shields do anything special?
They hurt you if you run into them. And I got hit by that clutch grenade on purpose just to demonstrate the reversing time.
So can you actually run through them?
No, you just bounce off them, but it takes off a bit of health. They're quite an effective barrier, to be honest.
I do like these guys standing in here. Yeah, we're not going out there.
We won't help our friends, we'll just cover this room with the switch.
Wait, so if you pause time because that's about to flip up again?
Wait for it.
Deactivated.
Yes.
Oh. Why is everything designed to do this in this universe? Okay, I can vaguely understand the dead man switch in that kind of situation, but the gate in that pipe underground, that was a bit odd.
The thing is, though, I can't even stand and hold that switch. You just press it once and then let it go. Oh, it's a good job I fought back in cover, that nearly took me out there.
I'm actually curious why they're using force shields. A gate would do there, really. Maybe if they just used gates, they wouldn't need all this electricity running around the grid.
That's a very reasonable point. You'd think just a big steel gate. It worked in the park, but no. Here's another one of quite a big fight, and you have to deal with that turret, which is quite frustrating because there aren't too many places that you can hide from it in. So it's normally a good idea to take the turret out quite early. There we go. As you can see, time slow is very effective for generally dealing with any soldiers. That was terrible shooting. You see now why I'm not playing on Elite.
Nice series of misses there.
Yeah, that wasn't my finest hour. I got him in the end though, and I didn't want to just shoot him because I keep getting moaned at for shooting innocent civilians. Caught a grenade to the face there. They're quite damaging, and oh, 2 grenades to the face. They're literally fighting grenades with grenades here.
Now you know how they feel.
Again, just showing you how to get rid of a clutch grenade. Luckily it doesn't incapacitate you, so you can still move about freely.
So you're immune to that kind of electricity, but not the other kind that we see through the level.
Apparently so.
To be honest, if I missed so many punches against a crouched guy, I'd reverse time just to save myself from the embarrassment.
Yeah, I probably should have done that, then no one would have realised, and all of these guards would still think I was a badass. Maybe I should have done that in the last video when I run into the doorway too.
You clearly just wanted revenge there.
I did. If they're going to keep firing grenades or throwing them at me, I'm going to use their own tricks against them. Is this the building we've been fighting his way to? And look, they've used doors here, they didn't need any fancy shutters.
So there's no code on that.
Apparently not.
Maybe it was 5-7.
That cut there was just because I cut out a loading screen for the level end. Okay, you'll start seeing engineers around. They're pretty useless. So they're pretty much just cannon fodder for the other more interesting soldiers.
So you kill them anyway.
Well, they are shooting at me. I can't let them live, can I? I'm not Mother Teresa.
I feel all of those people who were protecting the park should have probably been protecting this place.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if they make any vehicles that don't have giant turrets built into them. I mean, I know that it's apparently a very militaristic timeline, but really? Really, guys?
That forklift isn't.
Yeah, that's... Oh, that guy waited a couple of seconds before he shot me. And the forklift's not so much a vehicle as it is a tool.
Don't shoot me.
So crates can explode here.
Yes, they're pretty limited use for cover because they'll just get shot through, and there's nearly always a concrete wall somewhere or a chest-high barrier.
Tents can't, but crates can.
Thin nylon is the toughest material known to man.
Why did that just explode?
maybe it was like the Ford where any rear end collision over about 50 miles an hour caused it to spontaneously combust.
They should cover it in a tent.
It should. A mobile tent. It'd be like a float.
Is there any reason there that you shot the fortified guy and grenaded the guy in the open? I think that was the wrong way round.
The grenade can be a bit tricky to line up at long range and I'll often overshoot. And I got caught by a little bit of debris there again, which knocked me onto a crate. Ring around the rosy. I'm getting very good at disarming people with the shatter.
Oh, you missed again.
Well, he ducked. He was bobbing and weaving.
You said people pick up weapons and he had one right next to him.
He had been shot though. He was wounded. That's my excuse.
Alert. Crane in motion. Stand clear.
Stand clear of the 10-foot high crate.
Health and safety is very specific about what it is worried about apparently. See, I'll show these guys how to use the high ground.
Is the fall damage in this game?
Yes, that's why I sneak around there, just to make sure I don't hurt myself like a fool.
Gotcha!
That guy was quite ambitious with that shout of gotcha before firing a single bullet.
Why was he standing up there? There wasn't much to do.
He was an enemy soldier who was actually trying to keep the high ground. I commend him for that.
That's a big crate for one gun.
I do like those crates though, it's where you find some of the more interesting weapons. But not in this level.
And I like how the chest high obstacle just gets in your way there.
Why is this here? This seems like a very odd place for this passageway to be put.
You basically said you were finished. Now you're almost finished?
His reactions are so fast as he comes barging through that door. It's ridiculous. These laser trip mines will kill, well, trip mines? These laser trip wires will kill you if you touch them, so you have to bob and weave a bit. You can duck into the sides, but that's not how real men operate. Do it in one.
There's a lot of things in this alternate universe conveniently set up so that a guy who can slow time could solve it. Surely a laser grid would have been more useful though.
Security alert. Defense systems offline. Boiler room accessible.
Why is this here? That doesn't seem to have any purpose other than to be used as a seesaw. Are the guards getting that bored?
What does that thing do?
I'm not entirely sure, but on my first playthrough I thought they'd kill me. So I paused time when they were level and crawl under them. Obviously I've now realised I can just reverse them and they'll push me through. But still.
Up, or I'll cave in your skull.
If you leave and come back, does anyone take the trousers off?
Your fault.
Luckily no, because that'd make this scene a lot more disturbing. Guys in their pants fighting in a prison cell. It's only a couple of steps removed from dropping the soap really, and no one wants to see that.
Speaking of which, have we seen a single woman in this game yet who didn't die immediately in an explosion?
Maybe Chrome's just a woman hater. Maybe this is his idea of the perfect world. No women.
He didn't think that through.
Hard. I think I'm gonna be sick. Shut up! Not another word.
If you carry on down the vent, there's a guy who's just mumbling incoherently. It's not really worth seeing, and I kind of forgot about it when I was recording this.
Check in.
He went for a gun. See? They do go for guns. I feel completely vindicated now. Now you understand why I've just been executing all unarmed people. Like him.
When that guy said they've got an intruder in the holding cells, I hope his commanding officer radio back and say, good, that's where we want him.
Yeah, keep him locked up. That's exactly where he should be. I am consistently disarming people with the shattergun. That's why I tend to just slaughter the innocent civilians. If you try to be kind and keep them alive by knocking them out, one of their friends just shoots you in the back.
Yeah, I guess you can't show it. It's a sign of weakness.
I can go back through here, but it just leads back towards the holding cells, and there's nothing really to do there other than open the slats on the prisoners' rooms, and they don't have anything interesting to say. If people care enough, I might make a little video of what they do say, but you're not missing much.
They say you're not going to make it out alive, but if they were doing their job, you wouldn't have made it in alive. I like how you both had a punching match there with guns.
Security system deactivated.
Especially considering I'm holding a shotgun, the perfect short-range weapon. But no, punching is more effective. And with that, we come to the end of the level.
Last night I used Sam's AI to test a jump scenario. Not a passive jump to the past.
How is there anything other than an invasive jump? If you enter someone else's timeline, you are invading that timeline.
What are we actually seeing? It's completely unexplained. How's this a consequence?